All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. JP Costa, all the way from Cape Town, and I'm a Platinum Presidential Director. I've been part of Manitic for more than 12 years, almost 13 years. And it's amazing how quickly time's gone by. I can't believe it. Um, but if you're on the call this evening, so this evening's just a little bit more of a welcome call to all the new associates. Some of you might have been part of Manitic already for quite some time, and you just want to get a recap or maybe just re-engage. So we'll sort of just be covering some of the basics this evening. I would like to encourage you if you're on the call this evening, don't miss the call. I'm going to be doing it at 9 o'clock. We specifically going to be talking about duplication and how important that is in your business, because obviously building this type of business, it's really, really important that you realize that it's not about selling a product. It's not about just getting people to buy the product. It's really about building people, because ultimately the more people you build, it's really people that actually sell the product. So it's really, really important to realize it's not just about selling product every single month and getting people to buy the product. It's really about building a team of people and building a network of people that are all sharing the product with other people out there. So just a little bit about my story before we sort of go into the basics. For me, I started with Manitic, or with Manitic as a student. Um, I guess for me at that stage, I was looking at a way of earning extra income. Being a student, doing a BCom. I, was playing, rugby at that stage. For me, Manitic was just sort of something that I was hoping, I could earn a sort of, extra 5,000 Rand a month or 10,000 Rand a month. It was never something I anticipated that this is going to be what I'm going to be doing for the next, 12, 13 years. And hopefully for the rest of my life. So why I share that with you is because I think for me, it's really, really important on this call this evening that you realize that you set some goals for yourself. And of course, it's important to start thinking, about getting to, if you want to, how big the type of businesses you want to build. But I think it's also very important to realize that there's lots of building blocks within the business. And it's not just about going out there and, thinking you're going to achieve big goals, because if you can't achieve the little goals along the way, you're not going to get to the big goals that ultimately is what's going to give you freedom. So this evening, I think, is all just about putting everything into place, about where to start, where, guiding people in the right direction. And then also to know that, this evening, it's really about, if you're on the call for the first time, it's really about knowing that there's a lot of support, that you're not on your own. There's lots of people that are willing to help you. And it's just important that you, as someone that's looking at building a business, that you reach out to whoever your upline is that you're working with. Now, of course, for all of you on the call, I'm everyone's upline, but you can imagine I can't have 300-400 people contacting me every day for help. So it's very, very important that you work directly with your upline leader you're working with, whether it be an upline that's just obviously is your enroller, the person that introduced you to Manitix, working with you and helping you. And then there might be an executive director upline, someone that's obviously been doing this for a little bit longer. Then eventually you're going to start getting, gold executives and presidential directors and so forth. So always very, very important that you stick with your line of sponsorship and that you obviously work with the presidential in your group. And as some of you on the call this evening will probably realize, that eventually as your business gets bigger, it really is all about, teaching and training people how to do the basics along the way. So yes. So what else? The other thing I just want to share with all of you is that, when you get started with Manitic, it can be quite overwhelming. And that's why it's very important that we keep it basic, because the thing is, there's lots of different products we have. There is a compensation plan behind it. There's obviously the facts about the company. You obviously might be extremely excited about this and wanting to go out there and go and share with as many people as you possibly can. So just bear in mind that that you're not going to have all the answers within the first day. And I think that's why it's very, very important that you plug into the system and that you engage. And you would hear this constantly: a system, a system, a system. What is the system all about? It's really that, in any business, there's a system that you follow. And, our system basically is about being core. And it's about really, and what being core is in the system is really, it's someone that's attending the functions. It's someone that's doing the basics. It's someone that's reading and listening. It's someone that's engaging. It's someone that's willing to obviously, wants to grow themselves. So, because ultimately, the more you grow the people and the more you grow your organization, that's of course how you're obviously going to help more people. So very, very important that you realize that the key thing with this evening is you get onto the system as quickly as you can. And I want to actually encourage you, if you're on the call this evening, go to whoever your upline is that you're working with and say, listen here, I want to get on the system, because here's the reality is that no one's going to pay you extra 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 or 100,000 a month unless you become worth it. You know, if you think about a conventional business, if you were a, if you were an electrician or a plumber or even a businessman or a teacher, you obviously going to arrive at your job that you're going to do, and you're going to be prepared. And it's the same thing with this type of business, is that you need to be prepared. And that means you've got to have all your tools. And what are your tools that you have? Well, the way that you equip yourself is by being plugged into the system. So, and I think maybe what we'll do at some stage, we'll cover, a lot more basics on the system and why that's so important. But really, it's about keeping people together, because that's what we've been able to prove as people build the business. The people that make a success long term are people that have been plugged into the system. It's not people that just, think about it like this. If you're preparing for the Olympics and you want to run the 100-meter race, you don't just arrive there and you are able to run in the 100-meter Olympics. It's something that you've been training for, you've been prepared. It's exactly the same thing with Mannatech as well. There's a system, there's a proven system that works. And basically what we've done is we've looked at all the people that have achieved, high levels in the company, what they've done and what are the basic things they do. So this is something that's actually been thought out. It's not just someone saying, oh, you should do these things because there's nothing else to do. It's because there's a reason for it. So when we say that it's really important to be on the Monday evening webinar, it's, I've always said to my group, it's not like if you are on the webinar, we can guarantee you that you are going to go presidential. I can't do that, but I can guarantee you that if you're not, you're definitely not going to make it. It's the same thing. If you're not reading, if you're not listening to the audios that are there to educate and equip you, I can't guarantee you that you're going to make a success, but I can guarantee you that you are not going to make a success if you don't engage in those things. So, and that's pretty much what this is all about. The attending is so important, attending the functions, attending the webinars, being engaged and being committed, because that's what really it's going to take, because just like you would go to university to get a degree, it takes you, 3 to 5 years to get a degree. You don't just become a chartered accountant the first, year of being at university, or you don't just become an engineer after being there for 2 years. It takes years and years and years of learning and educating and bettering yourself so that you can actually be equipped to go out there and go and do whatever you need to do. So if I can just ask all of you, if there's no need to turn your camera on. So if your camera is on, you can just turn it off. I have spotlighted my video, so everyone should just be seeing my video. But just in case you, so this is a meeting, but obviously I'm obviously presenting this evening, so there's no need to put your video on, just in case if there are some people that are new to Zoom. So I'm sure all of you probably, so my wife said this weekend at the Cape Town function, we've all become Zoombies, we're on Zoom all the time, but it's amazing how we are able to communicate with people. We've got 173 people all over the country on this call this evening. I mean, how amazing is that we're all doing it from the comfort of our home. So what I want to do quickly is I just want to do a quick screen share, and I want to just share with you some of the basics. And this should be here now. It was here earlier. It was here. Now I wonder where it is. Okay, so I'll just be chatting to you guys while I look for that. I had my my presentation here, so just give me 2 seconds. While I'm looking for this, I just want to quickly share with all of you that we had an amazing function in Cape Town this past weekend for all the Gold Executive Directors and above. Gold Executive Directors are people that have got about 20,000 points in their business, which means, they've obviously helped a lot of people on the product. And why I'm sharing it with you is because we had a boot camp where we were really going through, a lot of these leaders working and building their business to the next level. And it was just amazing to how excited everyone was just to see each other again. I know a lot of you obviously have never been at a big super regional event. It would have been our super regional event this past weekend. And the super regional event's a massive event where everyone comes together in Cape Town or Johannesburg, where we go through the nuts and bolts. We go through some of the leaders sharing their stories. So I really hope once we, I hope very, very soon, when the regulations change, we will be able to have those big events again, because they make such a big difference. It's different, doing a Zoom call and seeing people share their story compared to being there in person and actually being able to mingle with everyone afterwards. So basically what I'm going to do quickly, it should be working now because I've got my photo over here. So all of you should be seeing a photo now where it basically says date, and okay, so I'm sure all of you can see that. So I'm doing a screen share. Okay. So okay. So the first thing is obviously today being the 1st of March. If you're on the call this evening, you're probably thinking, I can't believe it's already the 1st of March. How quickly the time has gone by. March 2021. So already 2 months into the year. So it's just, and basically in 1 month's time we're already 25% through the year, so it's just crazy how quickly time goes by. But anyway, so the first thing I want you to do, if you're new on the call this evening, is this is very much focused on new people. Now we are also busy with a dash at the moment, so also chat to your presidential upline, maybe just jot that down, is if you want to be part of the dash. That's where we are really doing massive engagement and reaching out to large numbers of people over a 12-week period. So we're already now 4 weeks into this. So there's only 8 weeks left really to do. But still, it's not too late. So you can still engage with that. We've also got an opportunity meeting on this Thursday, but I'm going to cover that later. So the first thing is, obviously, you want to write down the date. So basically, it would be the 1st of March or the 2nd of March. And I think for me, the one thing that we have to do is what do you want to achieve by doing the business? I think for me, very often people plan the holidays better than what they plan their lives. We know exactly what we want, but we don't think about, why am I actually even on this call this evening? What do I ultimately want out of Manatech? Do I want to do this because I want to qualify for the Mauritius incentive? Do I want to do this because I'm really concerned about my retirement? I've only got, maybe, 5 or 10 years left to work and I haven't really put away enough money. And that's why, I really need to make this business work. Or maybe on the call this evening and you're saying, what, I am concerned because my kids' schooling is, getting more and more expensive every year. And how am I going to afford that? But whatever the reason there is, you've got to write that down. Because I'm telling you, if you don't write it down, it's going to be almost, I've always said to people, if you don't have a big why, almost any little stumbling block that you have is gonna make you quit the business. So very, very important that you know exactly why you're doing it. Don't forget why you're starting this and why you're excited about this. So write down, don't just write down, one thing, write down like 5 or 10 or 20 things about, what do you ultimately want from this? Because remember, Manatech is a part-time business that you are able to build where it can create can become quite a substantial business. It can become a business that can ultimately set people free financially, and it has set many people free financially. Just in my group, there must be 30, 40, 50 people that are financially independent because that are building the Manatech business, that are able to do this on a full-time basis, that don't have to work a job full-time to be able to earn an income. They literally are able to live off off their income, their residual income that they've created through building their Manatech business. Because remember, we're working with a product that runs out every single month, so that's how you earn your residual income. So is that it's a product that's consumable, it runs out every single month. People buy the product every month, and that's why on a one-time sale you can earn a residual income every single month. So it's very, very, very important that you realize that we own a business of product, and we've got an amazing product, we've got a tangible product, and obviously we've got a product that runs out every single month. So write down why you want to build the business. And most people don't do this. They just think, oh, I'm just going to go out there and talk to people. I'm telling you now, if you don't write it down, you're not going to do it. That's just statistically how it works. If you go and read any books on this or listen to any good podcasts or YouTube videos about this, they'll tell you, you've got to write down your goals. It's in fact one of the most important things. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. I might even have it lying. Yeah, I've got it over here. Think and Grow Rich. This book over here. This book has probably changed more and more people's lives from a personal from a personal development point of view than any other book. Now, and it's amazing that this book has sold over 100 million copies. That's almost like you think, you just think and you grow rich. That's not really what it's all about. It's about when you change your mindset, when you change the way you think about things, then you are much more bound to put in the action. This is a book where a guy called Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the most successful people in the world, during the Industrial Revolution, and wrote down a book about what these people implement in their lives to go out and achieve success. And one of the most important things that any of us can have, and that's the first chapter of the book, is having a definiteness of purpose. So what is definiteness of purpose? It is to know what you want. If you look at anyone in life that achieves any sort of success, and when I'm talking about success, I'm not talking about business success. That's not only the only form of success I'm talking about. I'm talking about anything: a successful marriage, a successful, successful from a health point of view, success from from financially, from a business point of view, any type of success you achieve, you must know what you want before the time. So I would encourage you to write down what you want, and then write down the goal. Now, I think for this evening, I think one of the most important goal dates would be, when would you like to reach team 2, which is when you, so team 2 is when you have got 500 points and you help 2 people do the same thing. I think that would be a very, very important goal for new people on the call this evening, is when would you like to reach team 2, because that's one of the building blocks of the business. So I would, and by default, you'd be a director as well. So team 2 is a really, really important. Chat to your upline about what team 2 is all about. The next thing I want to obviously encourage all of you is to write down a list of people. Don't just think in your head, oh, this person, that person, I must talk to that person. You've actually literally got to write it down. So writing it down and would be, if you're on our dash group, it would be like writing it down like on a piece of paper like that over there. So you know exactly this week, exactly who I need to contact. I know exactly every week who I need to speak to because I've written the names down. So very, very important, write down the names of people so you know you're going to be contacting regarding the business. Also chat to your upline about what is the best way to reach out to someone. So if you're talking to someone about the business, how do you reach out to them about it? Because you can't just say, hey, I want to talk to you about a business. It sort of needs to be something where, you obviously are sharing your excitement. I think for me, the most important thing is be excited. The second thing would be to cut to the chase, tell people why you're contacting them. And the third thing would be is to see if people are open. Are you open? Are you open to extra income? Are you open to starting your own business? Are you open to qualifying for this new incentive we've launched to Mauritius? Are you open to earning residual income? Are you open to starting a home-based business? But whatever it is, I think it needs to be something that's from the heart, how you would talk to people. So I want you to, but write down, I would say start off with 10 people you'd like to contact about the business and about the opportunity. And go for people that are people that actually, if they got on board with us, they would actually do extremely well. And not people that, if they did do it, they wouldn't talk to anyone. I think get people on board that you like. Think about you recruiting a all-star team and you want to get the best people on board, because if they did build the business, that they would be able to actually go out there and go make a big impact. So that would be step 3. Step 4, list the names of people who you think would be interested in the product. Now, this list should contain every single person in your phone book, because every single person needs the product. That is just a scientific fact that, we're the only company in the world that has this technology called glycans. Science is suggesting it, that we're not getting it in our modern day diet. And the only way of getting this product would be through taking our supplement, the supplement that we have, which is Ambritose, and that contains all 8 essential glycans that your body needs for cell-to-cell communication to actually build up the immune system, to allow the body to actually, improve things like cognitive function, digestive function, memory, mood, digestive function, and so forth and so forth. There's lots of clinical trials on that, so you can also go to the Mantic Science page if you want to find a little bit more about that as well. So, but write down the people that you would love to get on the skincare product. People that have got kids that could benefit from the Mani Bears, or maybe someone that The reality is that 80% of the people we know already use a multivitamin mineral already. So I like to just, when you're chatting to people, say to people, listen, you're already using a vitamin mineral product. Why don't you, support me in my business? It's going to be a better product. Number 1, number 2 is it's plant-based. Number 3 is it's a product that's got scientific validation on it. Number 4 would probably be that Mantic offer a 90-day satisfaction guarantee on their product. So it's a no-brainer for people to try the product. And at least try it for 90 days from you. So that would be for me, is to write down, start off with 20 names. Some people are going to have 30, 40, 50, 60 names of people that they want to talk to about the product. Some people a lot more than that. But at least I'm saying, if you're on the call this evening, the first step would be 10 people you want to talk to about the opportunity, 20 people you want to talk to about the product and the technology. So that's 30 people. And imagine if you can do this every single month, do a relaunch of your business. I mean, you're going to really be able to go out there and really touch a lot of people's lives. So that's step 3 and step 4. Step 5 is, a lot of people start their business. I think it's very important that you launch your business. So go out there and take massive action when you're going out and talking to people. Don't just talk to a few people, talk to as many people as you can. And launch your business. Think about if you were living in a town, in a town or in a city, and you're starting a new restaurant or a coffee shop. You'd launch it. You would let everyone know about your new business you're launching. Please, come check it out, or this is what I'm doing. So treat it like a normal conventional business, not like a hobby, because then you obviously, as the saying goes, you get a hobby income. Treat it like a proper business. So So write down the date you want to launch your business. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week, but write down the day and don't wait. Obviously going to, level 1 now, this might be an event, launch event that you could do. Maybe you do it at your house and you invite some people over with your upline and, explain to them how the product works, or explain to them how the business works, get a presentation board and, explain to them how the compensation plan works, or the, the core 5 products. So, but very important, launch your business. That's the best way to do that. And imagine if you start the business and you do a launch event and you sell some product, get a few people on board. Imagine if you're helping 3 or 4 people do their launch events, and then those people help them do their launch events. And eventually you could be doing launch events and touching a lot of people, getting a lot of people's living rooms and houses, explaining to them how the product works and how the opportunity works. So that would be step 4. Step 6 is I would encourage everyone to, in fact, I'm going to change this. What I'm going to encourage you to do is, because I might just change the slide, but what I want to encourage you to do is I want you to go to the www.manipul.com, com page, and you'll see there, I'm actually going to just copy the link and I'll actually send it to all of you. But on that page there is a very nice link that if you were going to share this with someone for the first time, what the product's all about, I would encourage all of you, before you even talk to anyone about the business or about how the product works, I would encourage you to work through that, because that's going to give you a very, very good overview about the core products that Manatech obviously has. So let me just try and let's open this up. I'm going to quickly just show all of you what it looks like. So I'm going to do screen share quickly. So I'll come back to this other page. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, so all of you should see what's going on here. Okay, so you go to the manipul.com page, then you'll see here it says under tools, under English, it says Manatech Overview. Click on Manatech Overview. It's going to take you 40 minutes to work through these videos. Now, the first video I'd want to encourage you to work through is obviously step 1, transformational products. It's the video by Dr. Steve Nugent, who's our Senior Global Wellness Director, talking for 8 minutes and 52 seconds about why wellness, why Manatech, because there's lots of different companies out there, lots of different products. You've got to know what makes your product different and what makes it unique. So I would encourage you to work through that. The next one would be step 2, where we go through the patents that we've got, which is only 4 minutes and 21 seconds. And the third video is a product briefing, where there's a keynote presentation by Maria Hilliker on Manatech's core products, which of course you've got to know what the core products are, and that's about 28 minutes, but it's going to give you a very, very good overview of what this is all about. So this is also a great overview for new people you're exposing to the product for the first time, when they're saying, listen, please send me some information, I want to know more. I would encourage them to work through those 40 minutes of videos. And obviously there's, even if they only work through the first video, which is 8 minutes and 52 seconds, I mean, that's also still worthwhile, but get them to work through the information, which is obviously going to explain how the products work. So that would be the first one. While we're on this topic over here, I just want to show you the other website for business. I would encourage you to go to manipul.com.biz, B-I-Z. On manipul.biz, you'll see there will be another toolbar, which is, so manipul.com is everything on product, manipul.biz is everything on business or the opportunity. But go to tools, and it'll open up. And once again, you'll see there's lots of information there. There's 10 reasons why to join Manatech. There's opportunity overview. There's traveling the world. There's lots of different information here. So work through these things. But what I want you to work through is the opportunity overview, which is the one in the middle. Click on that. And once again, in 23 minutes, it's going to give you a very good overview. So in fact, work through all these videos before you talk to people about the product, because it's going to give you a lot of background information. It's going to make you even more excited about it. And this is only going to take 23 minutes. The first would be step 1, which is the company. You watch the video, 7 minutes. Next one would be the products. Well, you already would have watched this video on the earlier one. And of course, the third one is the opportunity, how the compensation plan works, by our CEO, which is 10 minutes and 42 seconds. If you've got any questions from that, chat to your upline, get them to help you with that. So I hope that makes sense to everyone in that regard. Just to do another screen share here quickly to the photo we had over here. The next thing I would say work through that. I would also encourage you to get the Building Your Network Marketing Business CD. There's also a Chat Your Upline Presidential. There will also be a link that I've sent through many times. Don't let them tell you they don't have it, because I sent it through twice this year already. but it's with Eric Worre and Jim Rohn, where it's an interview called Building Your Network Marketing Business. I would encourage you to listen to that. If you want to build this, if you want to be a successful network marketer, very important you listen to the information on it. So I would encourage you listen to that. And the last point would be, if you want to read something, I would encourage you to read the 4-year career plan. Once again, your upline presidential will know exactly what that is. Chat your upline. If he doesn't know who to chat to, then, get in touch with the upline presidential. Ask him who's the upline presidential. I need to get all this information. The 4-year career, building your network marketing business with Jim Rohn and with Eric Worre. Work through all that information. That's going to take you. This book you can read. It's an ebook, which I've actually sent everyone, so you don't even have to buy it. You can read that whole book in like an hour, and it's going to give you so much credible information. It's going to make you. It's going to allow you to know 90% of the information, which most people don't know. And it's going to give you such an edge in the marketplace. And then, of course, building your network marketing business. I would encourage you get that and work through that, because it can explain to you how the numbers work, how the business works. Then just quickly, point 7 would be next events to attend. Webinar. Well, we're doing a webinar at 9 o'clock. Don't miss that. That's in half an hour. When's the next opportunity meeting? Well, there's going to be one online on Thursday, but maybe there's one in your area which you can actually go on live as well. And of course, then there is events, live training events. We're looking at doing one in March, a live training event. So look at the date for that. And of course, super regionals at this stage aren't taking place. And then write down your upline there, name, contact number, and maybe even write down the upline Gold Executive Director as well. If you're brand new and you don't know who the upline presidential is, so you can obviously reach out to them so they can help you and grow your business. And of course, the SA office numbers at the bottom there, 011 615 0188. And if you want to make any calls after 4 p.m., you can call on the toll-free number to America directly. They'll also help you, which is 0800 981 117. So it's 0800 98 117. So all of those things obviously help a lot when you are building your business. So I think just I don't want to go over time. So for me, those are the most important things to do now. But for me, just in closing, is a lot of people start a network marketing business and they excited about it, but they don't always go through the basics about implementing, educating and equipping themselves with all the information they need to really make a success. So I really want to encourage this evening, don't be like everyone else. Don't be like the 90% of people that join the gym membership in the beginning of the year and don't even go to gym, or the people that join an online course and just do the first video and don't even watch anything else. I want to encourage you this evening is make sure that you are doing this like a proper business, and you say, I'm going to be a year from today, I'll still be around. I'm still going to be here. Treat the first year as if it's just educational, and I'm just learning how to build the business. I'm going to earn while I'm learning how to build the business, because something quite interesting that I was mentioning to everyone on Saturday at the boot camp we had to all the Gold Executive Directors, is that in South Africa we've got $4 million income earners with Manatech. And you know that all of them have been part of Manatech for longer than 10 years. In fact, it took me exactly 10 years to become $1 million earner with Manatech. So I want to encourage you. It didn't happen in the first year or the second year or third year. It does take time to succeed. And that's why I'm mentioning to all of you on the call this evening, this is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It does take time and effort. But it could be so handsomely rewarded if you're willing to go out there and really serve people and help people and guide people and leave people better than what you find them. But we are really in a business of being the messengers and not the message. We have got an amazing product in our hands that everybody needs. Hardly anyone's heard of it. So go out there and go and share the product with faith. Because if you don't ask someone to have a look at the product or the opportunity, it's a no in any way. It's like Wayne Gretzky said. He said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't ask someone, it's in any way, no. So you might as well ask them, listen, by the way, you wouldn't be open to using some health and wellness products, or, by the way, you wouldn't be open to earning extra income, or I've just started a business. It's just talking to people, being out there and sharing with confidence, and going out there and seeing, really how many people can I touch along the way. So I want to just thank all of you for being on the call this evening. Don't miss the call at 9 o'clock. It's going to be, I'm going to especially go and put a suit and a tie on. It's quite hot in Cape Town, but I'll put a tie on this evening for all of you. Maybe a different shirt, but I'm going to be doing that call at 9 o'clock. It's really going to be important, especially for people that want to duplicate their business and duplication, because some people are what they do. They in addition business where they're just selling product, A lot of you guys will see this. A lot of people that do Facebook videos and they're selling product. Oh, I'm using this oil, or I'm using this product, or this drink, or this whatever. And loads of people buy the product, but that's selling. We are in a business of duplication and building a network. So we've got teams on teams of teams of teams that are sharing the product with people, and that's ultimately what gives you the financial independence and obviously the financial freedom to be able to do what you really want to do, which is whatever. I'm not sure what your dreams and aspirations and goals are, but I know the one thing, whatever it may be, if you've got more income, you've got better health, and if you've got more time, I've no doubt that you're going to be able to do a lot more of that. So thank you very much for being on the call this evening. It's been great to share with all of you. I have recorded this, if there's some of you that have asked, so we have recorded it. And I just want to wish you an amazing month ahead. And if this is the first call you ever on, I want to wish you an amazing journey with Manatech. I want to wish you an incredible March. Try and get on that incentive that we're going to have to Mauritius in October, and chat your upline to get all the information from them. They'll be more than happy to share. So thank you very much, everyone. All the best, and hope to see you at 9 o'clock on the Platinum Presidential call, which will not be this code. It's going to be a different code. And something I forgot, also chat your upline about getting onto the Lead Team app. That explains how that works as well. So thank you very much. All the best. Have an awesome week and an awesome month. Thank you very much.